afternoon. This is Neil with the Simpler Futures midweek market update. I'm coming to you with some mixed messages this midweek update, and let me explain. What you're looking at is a daily chart in the SPX. As you can see, we've got a high for the move up here at 43 and a quarter, which was the 200 period moving average. Okay, and then I want you to have in mind that the 50 period daily moving average is down here at about 39.70. Okay, so notice from the high of the move last week, the high on that day, the next day a lower high, the next day a lower high, then lower, 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 and lower. So this is one time framing down on the daily chart. And that's true as long as every day has a lower high than the day before. And that's true until and including today. All right. We were looking for, in this retracement, this thing to trade down and find 41.20, which it has, which is the low on a cash session basis, in other words, an RTH or day session only basis. But not true because in the Globex, because last night it made a low for the week at 41.10 in the overnight last night, 41.10 in the overnight. So we have a low for the week on a Wednesday, and we're heading into what's the most important part of the week, I believe, Friday, when Powell, we hear from Fed Chair Powell from the Jackson Hole Symposium Summit on, well, what's going to be. I don't know. I mean, the market anticipates, obviously, it's being somewhat hawkish in the way that it's come off since the weekly open. That's another reference point. 42.20 was the weekly open Sunday night. And another thing, too, notice this. I don't know if I pointed this out to you yet or not, but this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days up here is an island top. That means it's got air on the way up. It's also got air on the way down. It leaves an island up there. It's an 8-day island top. That's significant because as long as that remains an island, then the target for an island is from which it came. And that could be argued that is, well, considerably lower. I mean, it would be a lot lower. It'd be way down here, like 3,900. So, all right, here's the deal. Every day, including today, we've had lower highs. We found the 41.20s. Generally speaking, when you get around balance, you get a little bit of test, you get a little bit up, then you get a test, then you get a little bit of down, then you get a test, a little bit up, test, a little bit down, that type of thing. You just kind of rotate around the print there. And that's what we've seen, because for the last couple of days, that is Tuesday, Wednesday, today, this thing has done nothing, gone nowhere. It's been an outside to in, back and forth, back and fill kind of a trade that's been extremely choppy, very difficult intraday trade. It's in my opinion. I know somebody's gonna say, "Well, no, I had it all figured out," but I'm just telling you, for me, it's been difficult the last couple of days. No fun. So, if tomorrow in the morning we got some GDP numbers, maybe it perks up a little bit on the GDP number. Here's what you can look for. If tomorrow we take out during the day session, now it has to be after 8:30 in the morning in order to, qualify as like taking out the trailing days lower highs. Take out today's high, then I think you could look for this thing. I wouldn't look for a lot. This thing's telling us don't look for a lot until Friday. Don't look for a lot. So I'm not going to quote you like a lot for a big target. But if we take out today's high tomorrow, you could probably try to target up here to around 86.7, something like right up there. And, as long as it manages to find a way to stay below today's high tomorrow, well, then obviously it's not going higher. If it's not going higher, i.e. if it's not taking out a high and it stays below, then obviously it's at least sideways to lower, right? So in that case, I'd look maybe down here to 40.80. This is not a lot. It's really not a lot. So the deal is really going to be Friday, and so do you want to know my lean? So here's the deal. You've got a big HVN balance print up here at 42.77. You got another big one right here in the middle at 41.20, and another big one down here at 39.60. Remember I told you a minute ago the 50 period moving average is down here at 39.70. So the question is, okay, you come from balance up here to balance in the middle. Is it going to hold this and go back to balance up top, or breach this and go balance down here at the bottom? My lean is we get a little bounce off of this, and then it rotates hard down here and finds the 50 period moving average and balance below at 39.60. I don't see that this thing has made enough of a retracement, even if it is to return back to bullish. It's not even come in enough for that. From the bottom of the move down here, the June lows to the recent high, which remember was a test of the 200 period moving average. That's significant because a 200 fail would often come back to test the 50. So when the 50 is below, a 200 bounce from below would often bounce back up to the 50 when the 50 is above. This is a fail at the 200 above to come down and test the 50 below. So my lean here is that it comes in, finds balance. We bounce off this a little bit, and it rotates again down hard and finds the 50 period moving average and balance down here, which is 39.60. It's going to take a little time to do that, but it also means that I'm still not back to bullish yet. I was, and then we go neutral because I'm like, okay, it's the 200, it's ready to come back in, and at a minimum find balance. But now I'm wondering, okay, hold this for back up? No, it's not. I don't think it's deep enough yet. It's like it's come in. Yeah, we'll get a bounce off of this to rotate hard back down to find balance below. And that balance below is the half-back retrace on this entire move, is the 50 period daily simple moving average, is balance below on this cluster back here at 39.60. So my lean is still that this has not come in enough yet. Even if it is going to rotate back up and go, back to bullish, it's still not come in enough yet, even for that. So, look, I got to end this with this reminder: patience in this sideways, and don't look for a lot. You got to be really picky with anything that you want to do when the market's this tight. I tried stuff today just because I was like, okay, we're in the room, and I was like, oh, it's time to find something. I'm taking the heat just to try to find a trade, and the smart conservative thing is patience. It's not to try to force anything. You really, when in a tight market like this, especially around balance, because see, markets go from balance to imbalance, create balance, then find new information to take it back to balance through the process of balance to imbalance, right? So where are we at now? We're back to balance. We got to rotate here sideways until this thing gets new information to cause to reprice, at which point it will go discovery again, which will go imbalance for the purpose of finding balance again. Where's that going to be? It's either going to be 42.77 or 39.60. That much I can tell you. Which one? I wish I knew. But I have a lean, and it is 77s back to 20s. 20s bounce a little bit, and they get hit hard, and it's down to 39.60. And then we'll figure out if we want to be bullish again. That's my lean. I hope it helps and works out to some degree, but at any rate, I want to try to be helpful and tell you got to be really patient in this consolidation phase, because you can trust me when I tell you that you can get bored and try something in here, and that you're gonna take some heat for trying when you don't have something that's really worth a try. Extra picky with your setups, especially while consolidation, waiting for this. What the market's waiting for, I believe, is waiting for Friday morning, and then it's going to decide with that commentary which way to go. Is it a buy the rumor? Is it sell the rumor, buy the news? Buy the rumor, sell the news? I don't know. I've got a lean, and my lean is what I've just said. It hadn't come in enough yet. So, all right, good deal, good trading. Glad to try to be of some help anyway, and talk to you again soon. Take care.
Without simpler trading, I could not have financial independence.
This is one of the best investments I ever made in my life.
It's helping me find consistency.
It's one of the things that won me